morning, good morning, good morning. It's Ruth Marquis, your favorite realtor. Welcome to the Ruth and Relationship Show. I am your host, Ruth Marquis, aka your favorite realtor, aka your favorite credit specialist, aka your love negotiator. I help men and women relate, get into quality relationships that lead to quality communities, that lead to quality legacies. Let's build. All right, we can do this again. We can do this again. Can being insecure cost you in dating and relationships? Can being insecure cost you in dating and relationships? Let's make it and relationships. Why you gotta be so insecure? Yeah. That I did all I can do, but you be wanting more. You hear that? I did all I can do, and you be wanting more. You be wanting more. All right. So that is basically being insecure is wanting more than that person can give you. Like you want more access. You want more um into more insight on their thinking. You kind of want to cross boundaries you shouldn't cross. Elle says, "Good morning, boo. Good morning, love. How are you?" Yes, good morning. Good morning. We are on track now and we are ready to get started. Okay. So we good? All right. Now, I was talking about this relationship couple that I like them. The interaction, I was like stuck like Chuck, like what? That's so cool. That's so cute. I'm gonna give you an example. But we need more role models in the Black community on what is a good relationship sound like. You know, we see what it looks like, right? On Instagram, we see what it looks like, but we don't know what it sounds like. What a healthy relationship, healthy discourse. Y'all disagree, but y'all not sitting here throwing things at each other or being disrespectful. We need to know what it sounds like. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. So this is Dr. Boyce Watkins and his wife, Dr. Alicia Watkins. And they're both college professors, I believe. And she's a licensed therapist.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
But listen, we're gonna peep y'all.
With Dr. Boyce
Do's and
Dr.
don'ts.
Alicia Watkins. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I am here with my lovely wife, Dr. Alicia Watkins. How you doing today, babe?
I'm doing well this morning. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Yeah.
I just sleep last night.
Stop. Pause. Pause. Did y'all hear that, ladies? She said, "How you feeling?" to her man. And then she said, "How'd you sleep last night?" I was like, "Ooh, some of these things are like old school stuff, but can you imagine? How'd you sleep last night?" I didn't think about it. I was like, "Wait a minute. How'd I sleep last night? Hold on. You want to know?" Right? Did you dream? That's something else. I was like, okay, I like that. I like that already. So I like that interaction.
I slept like a baby. I slept next to you. That's pretty cool.
Did you hear his voice though? He was like, "I slept like a baby." Yeah, she touched the soft spot.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, you're soft.
So now he gives her props.
But you're cuddly too. So.
I think I am. I tend to believe that.
So he gives her props. You're soft, and she said, "You're cuddly too." Like that back and forth banter. Is so cute, and it's genuine. It's not like she's being fake, but I want to let y'all know, as women and men, let's start creating more positive experiences. More positive experiences. So let's say you are insecure, right? And you do have some work to do. I tell them, I used to tell, who was I telling though? But I used to say something like this. I said, because every single time I try to be a woman of my word, like you say you want the email, that email is the most important email to me. Like I gotta get it done today. Like I say I'm gonna send it today, it's gonna happen today. If it didn't happen today, it's gonna happen tomorrow morning. Okay. And then I'm gonna apologize for not sending it that night or whatever. I used to be really on the ball. I used to do things right that second. Used to, right? Now I just be like, oh gosh, keep it together. But it still gets done. And When you do that, people trust you more easily, right? Because you said you were going to do something and then you did it. And then when you actually make a mistake, you have grace because you did everything else, so they have room for grace. But if you off the bat messing up, off the bat not doing what you need to do, off the bat not calling people back when you should, then it's already going to be a bad start. Especially some people are go with the flow, it doesn't matter, but some people are they're just evaluating every single thing. And then on the other flip side is if you're a person that is not understanding and giving people time to do things, I want y'all to see this. Like I want you to see it. It's in business, it's in real life. If you're not a graceful person, do I really want to work with you? Do I really want to engage with you? If you're not going to understand, if an email is going to ruffle your feathers, do you really think you can get through a whole real estate transaction without being, you know, uh without melting? You know what I mean? You got to have that emotional endurance. So the same thing with being insecure. You know, if you are a person that is, I can't let it go. I can't believe you picked up your phone and who are you talking to during dinner? I can't believe like all of these standards and all of these things are in your mind and you have never communicated it to somebody. You know how you talk to yourself while you talking. I have to train somebody on how to do something like at this moment. And like you have never communicated that to that person, and now you expect them to perform the way you want them to perform. That's on you. That's your fault. You didn't communicate that. That's all your L, right? So if you feel like this is what I need from you, you have to communicate that, right? I need you to tell me what's our expectations about this relationship. Like, where are we going from here? When you have a clear conversation and there's other things unspoken that you understand because you understand the opposite sex, that y'all have a better start than, oh my gosh, what's going on? Why he didn't call me? Why he didn't text me? He must be talking to somebody else. He must be doing it like this anxiety, which is just basically you giving into your negative thoughts, are going to lead to you being insecure. Being insecure is not cute. It's not pretty to the other side. Like when a man is insecure, it's a complete turn off because it's like, yo, you got to be confident. Like you're gonna need. I just feel like this happened. Like I'm going to need you to perform in high pressure situations. And if you can't handle something so basic, something so little, something so trivial, this is not going to work. And this is how men see us. And we really having a real conversation. So Monet says, good morning. Hey, look, you got the looks, you got the hearts, you got the 100 and the black heart. Thank you, boo. All right. So, yeah, so these are things that we have to consider as women and work on ourselves. You say you want something, but you also have to do the work that is going to take. So, being in a relationship, the men got on here already and said, yes, it can cost you the relationship. And whether it's on, and they say it on both sides. They didn't say women are being insecure. They said it on, like, even for them, right? There's a type of like the way some guys talk. It's like they're just stating the facts. It's across the board. It's not about yeah, them women be tripping though. You know what I mean? But if it's us, it's like yeah, we quick to point fingers and stuff like that. So we gotta be careful about that. So let's learn how to be confident. I tell them like if okay, let's break down before we get into this because I need to give y'all this lesson before we start because they had to kind of clarify it. It was very muddy, and she didn't understand it. And I was like, "Wait, you're a therapist, and and you don't really quite understand dating. So dating is dating, right? Y'all go out, y'all spend time together, y'all do what y'all do. A relationship, a relationship is a commitment, right? It's like I'm going to be exclusive with you and we're building towards the future, okay? You can be exclusively dating somebody and not yet but be in that relationship phase or status because that person both of you guys have to decide like okay, I'm getting to know you. It's many ways to do it. I'm getting to know you and I'm getting you can say I'm getting to know you and I'm getting to know other people at the same time. Women get upset when men get to know women at the same time. I don't have a problem with a man getting to know everybody at the same time as long as I'm getting to know other people at the same time. You see what I'm saying? But they're not going to tell you all of these things. That's how they roll. That's how they roll. But since Up until the moment they say, I commit to you, they can do whatever they want. But when they make that commitment, like it's just me and you, then you could say, I can hold you to another standard. But because people are mixing up relationships and dating, you say, well, we're going out, so therefore we're boyfriend and girlfriend. You're not, right? Well, we call it boyfriend and girlfriend, but what really is it? But we're not gonna dip deep. Okay, you're not ready for that today. But you know what I mean? It's false security. When you do have it, they can still go out and cheat. They can still do all these things, but you have to assume you have to give, like, if you picking well, you have to give that man a chance. I'm speaking from the woman's point of view. You have to give that man a chance to start with whatever you want to start with. You can start with a C, you can start with an A, but you can't start them with an F. That's not fair. Starting men with an F is like you have some issues that you need to resolve. But you can start him on neutral, and everything he does is added to it, or you can start him on as an A. Everything you do is you're at an A, and all and depending on how you act, you either get an A plus or you're just dropping down. Okay, whatever way you want to do it was fine with me. But the F part, you're gonna have to do some work. So now when you're giving him a shot, you're trusting him. You're like, you know what? I know you're gonna make the best choice for you. I'm gonna make the best choice for me. But what women tend to do, they tend to just focus on that one person and then get salty when the man don't do the same thing. You know what I mean? But when you have that confidence and you're not insecure about that, you could be insecure about other things. But when you're not insecure about that part, where it's like, I know either I say this, like I am I'm one of the best options you're gonna get, sir. I said it. I said it. I'm one of the best options you're gonna get. I work on myself. I'm the package. I'm spiritual. I've done this before. Okay, so cut it out, y'all. Y'all already know me. Right? But if you find somebody better than me, please go that direction. Okay. There's been plenty of people that thought they was gonna get something better, and the jury's still out on that one, right? So if you do find somebody better, that is accurate. You can find somebody better, because I'm not for everybody, and you'll find somebody that's better suited to your personality. And I'm happy for you. That's a win for you. Why am I mad? Why would I be mad that you found somebody that was better for you? There was this whole scandal back in the day where I'm not naming no names, but this girl, she got cheated on by her fiance, and then they ended up being together and getting married, and she looking crazy, and she got this other guy who was not the big, let's just call him the Future and the Russell. Like, she let the Future guy cheated on her but ended up with somebody else, and then she ended up with her own Russell, her own version of Russell, right? That wasn't a bad thing. It could have happened just because it needed to happen so they can end up in the right place together. So it's no need to be insecure. I know you may want to be with that person. I know it may seem like they're the right person, but if they're not getting the same vibes, if they don't feel the same way about you, why would you want to be with somebody that don't feel the same way about you? If you're crazy about them and they're not crazy about you, pass. If you're not crazy about me, pass. It's okay. It's plenty of other people that will be. So also that abundance mindset. So I gotta get into this, y'all, because we got a lot to do in a little bit of time. So let's head on. I want to know what y'all think. Yeah, so that's why I say you have to have that confidence. You have to have that a level of confidence that says, you know what, Ruth, you know what, let them do it. Let them go ahead. And Anthony Collins says, being totally confident in yourself will keep you from being insecure towards your partner. Yeah, that's where it ends up looking like what I said, right? It's either me, I'm a great catch, you're a great catch, I'm a great catch. We either gonna be right for each other or we're not at that other point. Like, you gotta consider that. What if he's not right for me? Why would I want somebody that's not right for me? And years later, 10 years later, I find out why he's not right for me. That's not a win. If you feel like I'm not the right person for you, then it's best that you tell me and we move on, versus we stay stuck and I waste my time and you waste your time. You know what I mean? So that's always something. All right, let's go.
How's everybody doing today? Let me know how you're doing today. Also, sell out this year. I think Red Table Talk I think there should be some kind of filter.
All right. So and they're talking about Will and Jada real quick, basically saying how the topic really was relationship pocketing, right? Meaning they're hiding you from social media, and how that, sometimes you feel like, oh, I mean, people can be insecure about that too, right? So basically they're saying like some people will post you on social media and it doesn't mean anything, or some people get mad that you don't post them. Like let's say a woman will get mad that a man doesn't post her on his social media, and she feels like, oh, you're trying to keep your options open. That's what the wife was saying, Dr. Watkins. She feeling some type of way like, oh, you're just trying to keep your options open, but maybe he's just trying to be private. Or the other option is he does have somebody else. They were saying, the people that were talking about it was like, oh, you a sister wife if you're not posted on social media. And honestly, these are just, sometimes y'all just make stuff up. I'm just sorry, but y'all make stuff up because some people want to keep their relationship private. So now you're saying to all the private people that they have a great relationship that, oh, if he doesn't post you, then it's probably another woman out there. Child, he could have you on his social media and have another profile, or he could have you on the social media and have a side joint that just watch y'all the whole time. That's not going to stop him from cheating just to say, oh, I'm posted up on the social media. No. So these are things that we have to just like let it go. Relax. It doesn't matter. You don't have to post me. I'm good. But my thing is, but he brought up a good point. He said when you are in a relationship, you post things that you're proud of. So he posted her, and he posted when they got engaged, and he was promoting black love. There's nothing wrong with that. So it's like, if you do post somebody, then that says a lot. It depends on the man. It says a lot about that person. But it is embarrassing to post somebody. I had this happen to me before. Post somebody, and then like a week later, a month later, y'all not together no more. So that's probably a smart idea not to post people unless you're dead serious about them.
Like that when they talked about August Alsina and that whole entanglement.
And so
I felt like
their whole relationship, they expose too much. So don't expose too much.
I didn't really care that much because I was like, well, it's not my goal to prove to you
Yeah, I like
this is my woman. It's my goal is to prove it to myself, to make sure I know it is what it is. And I had no doubt. If I had a doubt, I would have acted accordingly, but I had no doubt. You showed me time and time again.
So what he's talking about is he posted her, but she didn't post him on her social media, but she wasn't really like a big poster. As you can see, she's a beautiful woman, and he was proud of his woman, and he showed everybody that this is his woman, and that was that. And he's more of a public figure than she is. So she was basically saying, like, did that make you feel some type of way that I didn't post you? And he's saying that I know what I have. He said, I know what you are and I know what you're not. I was like, oh.
I don't know what lies in the depths of your subconscious. I don't need to know all that. I just know.
I like that too. He said, I don't need to know every thought in your head. Ladies, let's take that one. We don't need to know every thought that's going on in his head. Recently, or in the past, like I just started like sometimes I remember telling my whole entire story and having the most judgiest person judge me, but he was asking me all the questions. So now it's just like, yo, with time, if you're the right person, you're gonna know all my stories. But I don't have to. That does not have to be your first impression of me. Is all the crap I've been through. You know what I mean? So when you can say, well, we'll save that for another day, and that person can respect it, and you can respect it, then y'all have something, because you don't have to say everything. Now, if it's something that is like a deal breaker and you need to tell them, then yes, but you don't have to tell people your private thoughts just because you're dating them. And sometimes us women, we want to know everything. What you thinking about right now? You're like, look, woman, I ain't telling you nothing.
From my instinct of like what I have and what I don't have.
So it doesn't even. So it's independent. So whether a relationship is real or not is independent on if you're pocketing them on social media or not. In my pocket and my heart.
I think it depends on how much
time. There could be somebody that can post a whole bunch of people on social media, and them relationships not even real.
Yeah, Yeah, and I kind of think we got to get past kind of worrying about what other people think.
Yep.
Too.
Don't worry about what other people
Your
think.
relationship is between you and that person.
Oh, here we go.
And I don't know. I can't tell people how to think, but if you're happy with what you're getting, then why do you care about all these other external factors that, you know, like, oh, you know, you're keeping your options open. So if they're giving you a quality relationship, I just never cared. I've never really.
What I realize is cream of the crop is going to rise to the top. There's not going to be, oh my gosh, this girl's amazing. That girl's also amazing. That girl's also amazing. That guy is not, he doesn't know how to judge character. He's just looking on looks because every woman's not the same. Somebody's going to appeal to you way more. Y'all dated more than one person before. Somebody's going to stick out. It's going to be numbers, but you're going to be like, but I like this one. You're going to know what you like, so you don't have to worry about other people keeping their options open because they can keep them open forever and still not find somebody that they like better than you. And it's okay, but you can't be insecure about it. You just got to stand in who you are.
Tried to check, like, hey, are you keeping your options open? Are you? I assume.
No, you don't do any of that.
Yeah, I make the assumption that if she's not interested in me, yeah, there'll be a bunch of other men waiting to take my spot, and she might pick one of them, and that's okay. But that's not real.
He said I assume, and it's the same way. If this woman is beautiful, I assume that there's other guys that will wait, that would take my spot if I fumble, right? And a woman can assume that as well. I think that's where we have an issue. We want that. We're like, oh, if you like me, then you should like only me, right? And you shouldn't have no kind of interest in anybody in the history of humanity, right? No other woman is pretty. No other woman can be, have your time or attention for no reason at all. But y'all not even into something yet. You know what I mean?
Because I have you here right now.
I love that. I'm gonna let him say that again. That's another way to not be insecure.
Yeah, I make the assumption that if she's not interested in me, yeah, there'll be a bunch of other men waiting to take my spot, and she might pick one of them, and that's okay.
And that's okay. Why? Because he knows he's a quality guy. Not only is he quality, he knows he's in the he makes money, so he knows that. Okay, well, I didn't get her. It's okay. I think with women, it's just like I didn't get him, and I can't believe it. Like we flip it and try to make it his fault, but that's how we let our insecurities take over. But if you just back it up and say, you know what, it's okay. If another woman was able to get his attention, then maybe he's not what I thought he was. Maybe he doesn't judge by what I thought he would, what standards he should have judged me with, if that makes sense.
But that's not relevant because I have you here right now.
I love that. He said, I have you here right now. And I take that. One of the one of my mentors was saying how she's like, you in that moment right now, that's what matters. You being in that moment. So you don't have to be like, oh, I am old, 5 hours a day of your time. You could just enjoy whatever moment you get. They're about to get into it. I wish I had more time today.
Decides otherwise. So I think people get a little bit too caught up in all these extras, and
if you're having a good relationship with someone and there's no other signal that they're not being transparent with you, what difference does it make if they post you on social media or not?
Yeah, and I think one area where you and I are different, because I assume no one's fully transparent. I don't think.
Right. Women, he's trying to say from a man's point of view that people are not saying everything, and from her point of view, as a woman, it's like you owe me like transparency. You need to tell me what's going on.
I don't feel like anybody is ever telling you every single thing that they're thinking.
Well, that's not what
might be doing. Right. Well, okay. So maybe you can find your version.
Transparent doesn't mean give me everything that you're thinking about. I mean, I don't have to know everything process your mind. But I'm talking about when we're dealing with each other, it needs to be real. You know, I don't want you masking. I don't want you masking anything. Don't mask your feelings toward me.
No, I assume that if you're masking, I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
I can tell, like, right. So I think that when somebody's like, when somebody there's like a spam in here. I gotta get rid of
a spammer.
So with that, we're taking a quick commercial break, guys. You already know Ruth Marquis group. If you're selling a house or you are buying a house and you need a costless consultation, you need us to come over and tell you what your property is worth, please let us know. Give us a call, a shout out, 267-259-4639. Right now, we're licensed in Pennsylvania and Delaware, but just let us know where you're from and we will help direct you to the right people. Thank you so much. Back to our show.
Yeah.
And we help fix credit as well.
There's this weird spam bots that come in and they try to mess up your feed. But I don't know. I personally think if I'm dating, I've always just looked at my relationship based on what I see. I'm not trying to focus on all the things I think I don't see, because
it can ruin the relationship.
That's good. You focus. He said, I don't try to focus on the things I don't see. The things I don't see. A lot of times when we have insecurities, we making it up. We are making it up. And if you need to ask a question, ask the question. Don't just assume and don't just focus on the things you don't like. That's where the problems start. Oh, there's more.
Really, if you just start focusing on stuff that's not out of your control, you know if you can trust somebody. Just how you interact with them.
Yeah.
That's something to look into. You feel like you can trust somebody when how you interact with them. But the other part is, I've interacted with people. I was like, no, it don't matter the interaction, honey. I couldn't trust them. I didn't know what's going on in their mind. You really can never know, and you just because you know you can trust somebody doesn't mean you really should trust that person.
Like I can say, I remember. Here's the other thing too. Sometimes you can mess up with this situation where somebody isn't committed to you yet, but they're taking their time. They're going through their process.
Y'all hear it? They're not committed to you yet. Just to give an example, they're taking their time. And ladies, men need time. They're going through their process. So this is where I really started changing my thought process. I used to say, I said it so many times on the show. I used to be like, if I meet you on Monday, right? And you like me and we talk about Friday, listen very much so. But if we just jumping into the very first thing that we see, we're not looking at everything and we're not evaluating intelligently on what is the best option. Men date better than women because they are evaluating their options. Women are just throwing all their other options away and taking that one guy because of the way he looked, or the way he talked, or girl, he makes money, this and that. And it's like, okay, but you gotta evaluate that person's character. Now, if you have evaluated a ton of people and you know what you want and you find what you want, that's different. But that other person may need time to make to deal with some other stuff. They might have an ex that they still have to process. They might have something that's going on and it's a bad time for them. But if you don't give them time and you get up and you walk away faster than you should, he's about to get into it. This is where you have the issue.
And because you're putting pressure on them, like, why didn't you post me on your social media? Why does nobody know where I am? Or know who I am? Yeah, well, what it does is it might cause you to lose a little bit that you do that. Like I can tell you, I knew a guy who told me that he was dating this lady, and he really liked her, and he was ready to commit to her. But the thing was, he was caught between situations, and he was in the car with the girl he didn't want to be with, the girl he was ending things with.
So he's telling the story about how, like, you could just meet somebody and it's like, okay, I think women assume sometimes that go over there. Women assume you don't care. Women assume that just because you met somebody that they're not dealing with anybody else when you meet them. They better not be dealing with anybody. And then the second they meet you, they have to cut and end things off. I mean, end thing like cut things off right quickly. So this guy was in the middle, and the guy would say in transition. I've never been like maybe one person was like, oh, we got to talk, right? Straight up. It's a lot of guys that will never like they will never like tell you I don't want to be with you. They'll ghost you. They'll stop calling you slowly, gradually. You got to start understanding how they move. So there's no oh well you haven't called me so we got to talk about this. They don't have to talk about it with you. So what I'm saying is that he was gradually ending things with the one girl, and he actually made his decision in his mind that he was going to go with the new girl. But something happened.
And he did like a live. He did like a live stream or something. And the girl that he liked.
Wait, are you talking about yourself?
No.
Who else would do a live stream?
Lots of people do live streams, babe.
Oh, Instagram okay. All right.
Yeah, so he was doing an Instagram live, and he said that the girl that he liked gave him a lot of shit because she said, "Well, you didn't show me you didn't show on your live who was in the car with you." And she took that as you were with another woman, and which he was. But the thing was that she didn't understand that by being Inspector Gadget, that.
So the guy had not committed to her yet, though. That's why I said it's a difference between dating and relationships. So she's saying now, oh wait, I found out you're dating someone else, and like I think if women can understand that, if it didn't come out his mouth, they told me this in high school. I still didn't believe it. They say if it didn't come out his mouth that you're his girlfriend, honey, you're not his girlfriend. Okay. So here, give me that. Let me. So that's what happened. So he is like, okay, I'm about to commit to this other girl, but I'm on this live or whatever, and then there's another person right here. So she's like, you're cheating on me. So she's losing it, and she actually lost her position. He was going to choose her, but she was being insecure about it because she didn't understand the whole situation.
Well, wait. So this person was dating two women at the same time?
Watch.
He was transitioning.
Wait.
Men move differently than women move, right? They're not going to, I have never experienced a man talking about another woman in front of me. Like, no. Unless it was like, there was one time where it was like, it came out, it had to come out, but they're not going to be like, oh yeah, I talked to 4 girls, not going to come out of their mouth. They're not going to admit that stuff. It don't mean they're shady. It's just in their singleness, they move a certain way. They have a right. When you start thinking about what men have a right to, which is they want to move how they want to move. Women, we have our own rules and our own way of being, and we cannot enforce that on them. All you can do is be just accept when he wants to be and choose you. So therefore, when he does choose you and he commits, that means even the when you think about commit, that means he has to let go of other things just to be with you. He had to let go of his other options to be with you. And that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing, ladies. It's really not.
Did they know? Did she know?
I don't know.
See, she's saying like, oh, well, he should have told her. He should have told. And this is where my conclusion of my research, y'all, I'm trying to tell you. You should have known. You should have told me. We should have had a conversation. But men don't communicate like that all the time. There's understandings that you have to know. You don't know, you don't know. When you know, you know. So when you understand the opposite sex, and you didn't he said, and he correctly assumed this. He said, I assume that beautiful woman has a lot of men going after her, and she has another man in her back pocket. Now he is playing the game correctly. But when the woman comes back, she's like, well, why he didn't tell her? Well, we were supposed to have a whole meeting. I'm dating the both of y'all at the same time. No. If you didn't know how the game was played, the guy ain't going to teach you. Why would he teach? Like, it's like, why would I tell on myself? You know what I mean? Why would I tell on myself?
don't know how much each person knew, but I know
that sounds like a player.
See,
he probably was. Yeah, a lot of men. Here's the deal. Here's what I believe. This is just my.
we call them a player, but they really just dating. That's what it is. They're just dating, and we don't want, because we don't like multiple. We don't want to deal with multiple men. Men don't have a problem dealing with. Some guys don't have. I can't say speak for all guys, but some guys don't. They don't want to deal with more than one person. I don't want to remember the birthday, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, whatever. When it's time to go do their thing, they do their thing, no matter what. But other guys are just like, listen, I'm trying to see what sticks, or I'm dating, or I'm doing my thing, and I'm not ready to commit. They just do what they do. But she's like, oh, but he's a player. Well, then you could call all men players, because, and then what you gonna do? Call women players? And now, let me tell you. So when women do this, men automatically assume, just because women are dating, they assume that woman is having sex with everybody, and that's not true. Now you're a female player. Now you're this and that. I'm like, but this is dating, y'all? America, y'all made that up. Don't be mad.
I believe that if you're a man and you date an attractive woman, you need to go in with the assumption that she's got 10 other dudes and trying to hit on her at the same time. Seriously, you got to go in with the assumption that there are going to be men every day trying to holler at her.
And it's true. And it's true. So what assumptions are we making so we can we have the high expectations? A man should have character. A man should tell everybody what he's up to. We have all these assumptions. And maybe that's how women move. But that doesn't mean he has to move the way you move. That doesn't mean he has to move the way you move. Stop, Emmanuel. Thank you. There's nothing wrong with that.
No. Then if you flip it, if you are a woman dating a man of value, a high value man, which I think we can define what high. Kevin Samuels.
There's no high value people.
I think there's low value. I think.
Yeah, she says there's no high value people, no high value man. I think that's just the title of it. I think when they put the word value in it, they messed it up, because now people are like, oh, all people have value. You know how women are. I believe that all people have value.
I think that there are people who have high demand in the dating market.
He had to quickly change his wording for her.
Who don't have the same level of demand.
I'm going to respectfully disagree.
Right. If you're
everybody's
no.
And I like how she said respectfully disagree, because she has her own opinion about it. That's nothing wrong with that.
Everybody's in demand, but some more than others.
Some guys are more in demand than others. It doesn't have nothing to do with feelings. That's facts. Some women are more demand than others.
Woman is dating a man who's a millionaire, who's famous. Women are everywhere, all the time. They're always coming. You can't stop the flood. You can't drink the ocean.
Can't stop
the universe from being the universe.
It's real life.
That's my 2 cents. So to me, the best thing you could do is chill out. Don't freak out, because there's other people lurking around. Pay attention to what they're giving to you.
That's good advice. He said, chill out. Instead of being insecure, chill out. Don't freak out. Chill out. Don't freak out. And focus on what they're giving to you. Even though it may not be all that, y'all not in a relationship yet. So it may not be all that you want right now, but focus on those, what I say, creating positive experiences.
Attention they're giving you. Like if I'm friends with.
Also, just be happy with the little bit that you get.
I'm not saying be happy with it. I'm saying that if you flip out too much and get caught up in
Go ahead, I'm gonna meet you. I'm still doing the show, okay?
Territory. Okay.
Yeah.
So
let me give you an example.
Was there an agreement?
I got Kat. We'll see in a little bit. Bye.
Was there agreement that they were exclusive?
All right, here we go with the rules.
Territory. Okay.
Yeah.
With the little bit that you get.
I'm not saying
the little bit. She coming for. So I'm supposed to take all this, the little bit that you've given me, the little bit.
Be happy with it. I'm saying that if you flip out too much and get caught up in too much
territorialism. This is why I say your experiences form you if you pay attention. Pay attention. I had somebody tell me one time, like, you know how they be like, woman, you're not gonna tell me what to do, woman. It was like, you don't own me, woman. And I was like, what is the meaning? Instead of me getting offended, I was like, what is the meaning by him saying that? Because it definitely wasn't about me. But he was trying to say, like, no woman owns me. He's right. No woman owns me. Nobody's entitled to me. Territorialism before y'all even in a committed relationship. Be careful.
You
Territory. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Like. Let me give you an example.
Was there an agreement that
No, but
that
Now she sounds like a lawyer.
person
I give her the props though.
and who they were dating? Was there agreement that they were exclusive?
I don't think they had an agreement. I don't think.
Oh,
I think it was one of those things where she was hoping to be solo, and he was headed in that direction. But sometimes people move at their own pace, and if you freak out and you rush them, you're gonna lose them.
Sometimes people move at their own pace, and if you freak out and rush them, you lose them. Just like you as a woman know your value, there are men who know their value as well. And they're not going to be ran by your emotions, how you feel, and feelings. Oh, we about to get into it.
You're gonna go from you thought you had 100%, you found out you think you have 80%. Now you got 0%.
Yep.
Now you got 0, and maybe you were at 80.
Maybe she's freaking out because she's like, God, I thought I was dating this guy and I was off with somebody else.
And I think that's fine as long as she got a better man waiting in the wings.
Sorry. She's like, I like basically she's like putting herself in the woman's shoes, and she's like, I just thought it was us. I just thought it was a us. And he's like, well, if you're gonna be insecure and fussing at me, make sure this is what the boy said. I think Dr. Boyce said, make sure you got a man better than me waiting for you. Oh gosh. Did you hear? Oh gosh.
She's got a better man in a better situation waiting. That's cool. But if she's sitting at home, if she's sitting at home alone,
she was like, I can't take no more. Messy. This is real life, yo.
Men are dogs. Men ain't nothing. You know, while somebody else is now enjoying the man that you threw away because you didn't have exactly what you wanted when you wanted.
Somebody else is now enjoying that man because you didn't have him how you wanted it. Don't do that. Don't FaceTime people. You didn't have him how you wanted to have him. When you wanted to have, oh gosh, he's over here texting people. Who's this person? Oh, that's the person. All right. Right. So, absolutely.
People rush. That's my point. That's
my two cents. I think too fast.
Yeah, I think
going too fast. She's getting it now. Going too fast, expecting him to go by your pace. And he's his own person. Let him go by his pace. And if you don't like his pace, you can just move on. You don't got to cause a scene. You don't got to nothing if you can't wait. But what he's saying is when you're not waiting, what are you getting? If you're moving on to something better? No. So if you feel like that man is worth it, then you just should wait. That's just smart and that's just intelligent. But if he's not worth it, then go by all means. Go off and go home.
I think when you start pressuring people, putting ultimatums on people, I don't think that helps your position. Either it is what you need it to be, or it's not. Either you walk away or you don't. And some people walk away too soon. I can see. I know that happens because I know what's happened to me. I've seen, and again,
earlier in the week we talked about lead attorney, and he said that we were talking about divorce, half in divorce, and in that live, he said that if what he said if that woman would have stayed with him, then and that relationship would have carried on into the next year, then he would have been getting engaged. Maybe that's what it was. His requirement was just like we have requirements. His requirements was, well, let's see if this can last till next year. How long can we keep this up? And when it didn't, it was over.
You walked away too soon.
No, I've probably done it, but I've also seen times where women have walked away from me too soon because I was taking my time. It's like, no, I can't tell you if I want to marry you yet. I can't tell you if I want to be.
And we talked about that earlier, how men have pressure on them to be married to women that they're with or were with, and they may not. Maybe there was a reason why he was waiting to see something. He ended up with this woman. He ain't have no problems. Like, you know what I mean? They ain't talk about nothing about them waiting. He just knew it right off the bat. And sometimes, maybe God will put something in a man's gut to be like, she's not the one. Like, much as you want it to be, it's not her. And wait. And then when you wait and you see, oh, you flipped out on me, that's why I'm gonna let you go. Oh, it's tough. It's a hard conversation. I know.
Sometimes it might just be we've known each other too much. You think we should have made a decision by now. I'm still not there yet.
Did you make that clear?
Here she go with the man. She keeps saying, "Did you make that clear?" And then it's like the textbook says, "Oh, that he should make it clear." But in reality, if y'all not talking about, if you're not communicating on what's going on, like ahead of time, and I feel like maybe the woman said something at the 2 months part, like, oh my gosh, I felt like in all this time you should have decided by now. And he's like, well, I just got to know you. I just in their mind, they need time. So if you're rushing them, they're like, oh fine, well then go find somebody better than me. It's kind of cocky, but Emmanuel. All right, I gotta go. All right, so we got to wrap this up.
You don't have to tell everything, everybody, everything on your mind.
I didn't say everything on your mind. I said make expectations clear in a relationship. Just say, you know what? Let's just take it day by day and see how it goes. That's always nice to say. That's not saying everything, but it's one thing when you lead people, string people on.
I think that if it was 2 months, I think the fear of, because in the past such and such, did something to me. So if you're doing this, then you must not be serious about me, and that all that insecurity will pop up, and that could cause that reaction.
And then they think it's something that it's not. That's what
right.
I'm saying.
Right. Well, I didn't make any explicit commitments.
Okay.
So if I, so I would. So my point is, I think that generally my point here is to say, in this particular case with this guy, I know him pretty well, and he has no reason to lie to me. And he said, "Yeah, I was really thinking about getting serious with this girl."
Right.
And he has no reason to lie to me.
So this is what the guy said.
He said, "Yeah, I was really thinking about getting serious with this girl." And when she started flipping out, that made me nervous. That made me walk away. So it's almost like if a man is trying to get a woman to sleep with him, studies show that if he's, she might be thinking about it, she might be teetering, she might be going back and forth. And if he's like, well, damn, you need to make a decision now. Well, a lot of times a woman will be like, okay, well, my decision's now made.
This is talking about commitment.
No, well, commitment's the same.
He's relating it the same way, because if that's what a man is important to a man, the commitment is important to a woman. I think that's the part we're missing here. The commitment part is important to the woman, and the sex part is important to the man. So he's saying if the tables would turn and we were talking about sex, then and you're pressuring me to have sex, and I say fine, we're not doing it. And he's saying the same thing with commitment. It's like, fine, I'm not doing it because you're tripping right now.
He's saying you need to commit to having sex with me, and she's saying I'm not ready to commit yet.
I don't know. I think it's just important when you're playing with somebody's.
Yeah, she just dismissed it, and
when you're dating and you're out there dating, I think it's just important to keep the expectations very clear. I think it's very important to consider someone's feelings.
You can say that as a woman, you can say that as a professional, but that is not how men are going to move, and so you have to move in the reality of it as well.
And not to just.
I never said it was fair. I'm just saying, deal with the reality of it. Is it fair that we go if we spaz out on him, or we are getting super emotional? But that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen, right? Eventually, you're going to have like a little meltdown. He's going to see, and that's going to happen, and that's it. And men are more reserved, and they take their time, and you have to be more patient, and you have to learn that person and work with that person. I didn't say 2 years. I didn't say that, but we're talking about in the first 2 months. Do you want me or not? Commit to me, And it's like they're taking it seriously. Where it's like, okay, If you're the type of guy that would date me seriously, right? Not just to be dating, like, I mean, not date, but be in a relationship seriously, and this is a really big decision for you, then do take some time and decide if this is what you really want to do, and then show up every day, backing up that decision, because men tend to do that, that are quality men. They tend to keep their, like, this is what the direction they want to go, and then they stay with it.
Kind of play around like that with somebody's emotions, and just make sure, because clearly there was a discrepancy between expectations. Maybe someone wants more than you're willing to give, and we know about that. Like, I just can't give you a relationship right now. It's so important that you're clear about that, because you don't want to break
Michael says men don't like ultimatums put on them.
somebody's heart.
Well, you don't, but I mean, people's hearts get broken off. If you don't want your heart broken, you should never date anybody.
Yeah, Dr. Boyce is a gangster. He said people get their hearts broken all the time. People get their hearts broken all the time, but ain't nothing ever been realer said, okay? It's true. Do you think, like, do you think you get to like, women don't break men's heart all the time, or we say no to them all the time? You can't be like, oh, you can't break her heart. Do everything you can not to break her heart. I'm not saying break my heart. What I am saying is it's gonna get broken if I decide to keep going. And it may be broken many times. But when you're getting into the relationship scenery, then it's going to happen. It's nothing, it's inevitable. And she's saying, do everything you can not to break her heart. Yes, consider her feelings, but at the same time, when we understand the rules of the game, we play better. So I am with him on this, where he says, this is the game. They are tougher than us. And we like, you hurt my feelings. And I really be crying. But I mean, I was like, at some point, I was like, man up, Ruth. Woman up, right? Because this is how it is. This is what it is. And guess what? I'll be the same one. I'm like, nah, it ain't gonna work. And then I can't say I never broke nobody's heart.
Well, that's the best way to not break someone's heart, is to just be honest about what you want at the end of
That's not true. You can be honest and still break somebody's heart. I honestly don't want you, and your heart can still be broken. There's nothing you can do.
Say, this is what I'm comfortable with.
But you don't have to be a liar either. So I get her point.
I just want to let you know. I think that some people feel led on, or some people just hard of hearing. I don't know.
That's the other part.
You got that. And I think also
he handles her very well when he doesn't agree.
Men and women communicate differently.
Yes.
Women
are you gonna say hi? Say hi. Hi.
Like, you can never tell a lie. If you lie, that's a bad thing. Men. I'm kind of always assume people just lie.
All right, so that's where we're gonna end it today. That was really great. I liked it. I think that we should talk more about these type of things, because the communication part, the expectations part, the dating part, the relationship part, we need to get this on point, because when we are on point, then we are not as heartbroken anymore. When we understand what is being done, when we understand the stakes, when we understand the behaviors, stop. When we understand everything that's going on, we are better off. We are better off. Some one of the relationship experts says is you have to get through the bad men to get to the good men. You have to go through bad scenarios to get the good scenario. You have to go through those muddy waters and get your heart broken. It's hard. It's tough. Can you imagine you have a teenager? Oh, by the way, I have a kid in college. Oh gosh. Tomorrow to go see her college. Yo, I can't even say it. I also have a kid in college. So anyway, that is it for today, guys. Thank you for watching the Ruth and Relationship Show. Make sure you like this video on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to it. That's all I'm asking. Like the video and subscribe. Make sure you give us your opinion. We would love to hear what you think about this. Thank you so much for watching Ruth and Relationships. Ruth and Relationships. Tell me, can you handle it? It's the Ruth and Relationship Show. Bye.